All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. Great high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
On everyone. It's a great community life. We're all plays network. I'm here today with Jay and Trey. Hollis. What's going on?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Oh, it's going. We just saw a great Thursday night game. I can't wait to get into it. I know Jay's kind of bummed about it. He'll get into it. I know he's ready to go off on some play calling, I'm pretty sure, on a quarterback probably, and I can't wait to get into it. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I got a lot to say, definitely.
So
When we start
today's
off with
ad.
some sponsors.
Oh, okay. So today's ad is by Suzanne Paparazzi's Jewelry. All products are $5 jewelry, free matching earrings when you buy a necklace. The phone number is 541-294-5218. It's 24/7 shipping available. And the promo code is 160920. Free matching earrings when you buy a necklace. So order now at paparazzijewelry.com. Now, Christmas is coming up, so that would be a good time to, buy that for a Christmas present to like a mom or a sister or a cousin or some sort of girlfriend. But we also have one other thing that people can do as a Christmas present. You all can get the ASAP Network T-shirt it's only $25 plus shipping and handling. So that's not very much. But if you don't want to pay for that, Trey, how can you do it for free?
You can get an ASAP T-shirt just by commenting, liking, or sharing the show. Whoever has the most comments, shares, or likes through the end of the month, we'll tally it up, and whoever has the most, they can get a shirt that way.
So, Jay, we're on live on Facebook, on YouTube. We have Twitter set up. We have Instagram set up. There's one other place that we have set up. What is that exactly? And tell me a little bit about it.
So Anchor. Anchor's a wonderful place. You're just getting started on your podcast. Don't know how to get it out there. Need some help with it. Need some creative tools as well. Anchor has all that right there. One app. And like I said, it helps you distribute it as well. So it puts it out on all the accessible apps out there to get it in front of people's faces and ears.
Okay. So we'll get right into the game, and I'll just hop off and pull comments.
Man, it was a heck of a game, man. It was a battle right down to the end, just like we expected. I mean, it's a dogfight every year we go down there into Seattle, man. We flipped the tide this year. Typically, we went down there, they went down here this year. We won down here, they won down there. But man, I mean, right off the back, man, the tone that Seattle set, and I'm gonna go, Trey, to what we were talking about earlier in the week. We were talking about that MVP candidate and that question, like who's the team, who's the favorite to win the division. And as much as I told you guys, as much as I wanted to jump on the Cardinals and say it and put it out there, and I'm always gonna do it, but if we're speaking real facts, you got to beat the champ, to take that crown. And as I expected, Russell didn't take kind to that loss a couple weeks ago, and he started out firing. Came down the field. He had 3 third down conversions in his first drive, which, I mean, like I said, set that tone. And I felt like that drive alone just put a tone that I felt carried throughout the game. Like, we need to stretch them on first and second down and keep them away from that 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 5 range, because they've been money, man.
Yeah, well, you can see how big of a difference a running game makes for the Seattle Seahawks. Hyde was dominant. He looked like the old Hyde. Russell Wilson didn't have to do too much tonight, which is great for him because he was pressing too much the last 3 games. I thought he was trying to do way too much. He wasn't reading the blitz packages and stuff like that. But yeah, that running game, Russell Wilson was leading coming into this game. Russell Wilson was leading their team in rushing yards for 328 yards. And so with Hyde and their other running backs coming in, I forgot who the other one was. I'm sorry. But they ran the ball.
Splits at the end of the game too. I don't know if you caught that.
yes. Scarborough from Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
That guy. That boy's a beast. I know. He's a huge. All those boys from Alabama are huge, man. They're just they're big boys.
Mm-hmm.
But saying that, you just saw the pressure. Russell Wilson was not going to have another bad game like he did last week. He's a seasoned veteran. He's been in this league for way too long. He's 31 years of age. He's seen everything. You're not going to. That's what MVP caliber quarterbacks do. They don't have 2 bad games in a row, and that's what sets the best from the rest, basically. But yeah, starting off the front, y'all got him down to a 3rd down. Arizona did, and just basically couldn't not get off the field to save their lives. I know Arizona's run defense is 18th in the league right now. It could be better. I know they're probably missing someone up the middle. But saying all that, the Seahawks look like a better team. But going positive with the Arizona Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinal team is legit good. That Arizona Cardinals team does not quit. I give it up to Cliff Kingsbury, coming from Texas Tech, who I watched because I'm in Big 12 country. The way that he ran Texas Tech organization with no defense and just air raid football and going off a losing record, everyone's questioning why is he going to the Arizona Cardinals. You can see that he's more of an NFL head coach than he was a college head coach. This play calling, the way he sets up Kyler Murray, he has Hopkins now. Drake, great trade last year from the Miami Dolphins. That guy's a stud in every stitch of imagination. He's fast. I mean, this Arizona Cardinal team is fast. All they got to do is really shore up Patrick Peterson in the back end. He was a great corner, but he cannot stay with DK Metcalf to save it. No, I don't think anybody.
I mean, I was going to say, yeah, can anybody? I mean, and that's the thing, though. I mean, Patrick was holding him down. It's the timing. It's the timing. Like that touchdown in the end zone when DJ Metcalf on the first drive. Again, you come out in the game, you're hyped up. That first drive, they get 3 third down conversions, and then they hit him in the corner. So I mean, I mean, to me, like you said, getting off the field. They weren't getting off the field, and they set that tone from the get-go. Now, they did get 2 punts consecutively on those 2 next drives to end that quarter, but still, I mean, that tone was set. They came out, they put their foot in the ground, they got that score from the beginning. We're playing from the behind, and Russell's piloting the ship now. And that's where you don't want to be as the Cardinals team, when going up against the champs of the division. I mean, the other thing is going back to what you were saying, where we're probably missing somebody up front. Well, we're dinged up, man. I mean, we got Chandler Jones, our number one DN, or the sack king, if you ask me, of the league. Then you got Corey Peters, and Corey Peters, that's a big boy up the middle that usually clogs up so many holes that wasn't there. I think the combined total the last 2 games of rushing against the Cardinals, Seattle has like 350. So I mean, dude, they get it in so many different ways, and I see Vance out there trying to throw some different looks at him, throw some different things at him to where it's not nothing that they've already seen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I found interesting from the defense was that no linebackers for D line in all secondary. That's something new. Not even one linebacker in a couple times in that game. That was pretty fun. I haven't seen that much, but you just can't all out blitz against Russell Wilson either. But saying all that, I mean, the difference in the game today was rushing. You only had 57 yards rushing to Seattle's 165. 55 yards rushing ain't going to win you any games. And Arizona was one of the top leading team, I think the top leading team in the league rushing. And Kyle Murray, he got a little dinged up. I think that hurt him a little bit. He was favoring that a little bit, but man, we got all missing. Oh,
we got a comment coming in here too, and yeah, that's the thing, Mike. You're right. 5.6 yards per carry from Carlos Hyde. Russell Wilson getting the scrambles in. I think he scrambled on 3rd down. I want to say, without being a pinpoint stat, but I want to say his average on 3rd down when he scrambled was over 5 yards. So with those type of things, we're never gonna get off the field. We're never gonna give. And Trey, and no one in the league could guard Metcalf. Well, no one in the league could guard Metcalf 12 straight snaps. You know what I mean? When him running straight full speed ahead, that's the problem. And we don't have the depth at corner right now.
No, you don't. But also, I think you only held Arizona actually contained DK Metcalf coming into this game the last 3 games. I think he only had 22 receiving yards in those 3 games total for that big of a bad boy he is. So you knew he was going to have a breakout game. You knew this was going to be the game.
Yeah, and I mean, last week, what did Jalen Ramsey? Didn't he hold him to donut?
I think no, until the end of the 3rd quarter when he finally got his first catch.
To the 3rd. So I mean, they came out this way, and that's another thing about that first drive, man, that I really took note of. I mean, you like you said, you got DJ coming off struggling. Seattle just lost to us. We're coming off a momentumous game, and Russell says, "Yo, I'm gonna put DJ in the game, and I'm gonna set the tone out and put my foot in the ground early." The other thing, man, we didn't capitalize. That right there, in the 4th, that recovery was big. I don't know what Cliff was doing with the challenge.
I don't either. Wishful hoping.
Yeah, you don't challenge a dog pile, but I mean, that was really big. If we could have picked that up, that's one of those momentum things, man. And I think that's something that we've been waiting on. We were waiting on all game. That momentum change. And Russell protected the ball.
Right. And I think what changed the game too. Seattle came out. I knew Seattle was going to come out like gangbusters. I just knew it, but it was just containing. I thought Arizona did a good job containing. They scored right off the bat. But saying all that, what killed y'all was that second. What I think the momentum of the turning point was that when Lockett that tackle on Lockett, and then Metcalf and I forgot who your player was for the Arizona Cardinals went at it and got that personal foul. And he wouldn't just let it go. That taunting penalty, you could have got him off the field right there. That was 4th down. Then you get that personal foul and you let him go all the way down the field and score a touchdown. That was a big momentum swing right there. And going back in the first half, the end of the first half, that pass interference call by on Patrick.
Patrick
That
Peterson.
was. I thought it was ticky-tacky. He did grab the jersey, but it wasn't enough to influence the pass. I thought it was a little ticky-tacky, but that was a big momentum switch right there as well. But y'all just had too much self-inflicting wounds, man. Every time, like, y'all get a good game, y'all had a holding penalty, a false start penalty, and then you had Kyle Murray intentional grounding at the 2-yard line. That was, I think he just had a brain fart right there. Then that holding penalty that caused a safety. So Arizona's going to be all right. They're still going to be in the playoffs. They're still going to be a great team in the future. I have no doubt about that. It's just the mental lapses that this team has every now and then, and it's frustrating as a fan. I know it is because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, so I know exactly what you're going through right now. Yeah, y'all should have won this game. I think you are the better team, all around better team, but y'all just went against a great a team that does not lose at home. They're 4-0 now, 5-0 at home, and no one can go into Seattle and beat that team.
It was a must win for Seattle. It really was.
Well, I wouldn't say a must win for Seattle because if you look at Arizona still got a tough schedule. Seattle has an easy schedule coming up, man. They have the NFC East.
But you don't want to go down. You don't want to win 2 divisional games to Arizona as high as we are right now. You know what I mean? And we still got we do still got 2 against the Rams left. And, we still got that 1 against San Fran. But I'm taking that San Fran game and putting a W on it already. So, if you ask me. So, you don't want to – Seattle, you don't want to go down 2 games with them. That's, and then we sweep San Francisco too. So, that would be 4 games in the division. All we got is 2 against the Rams to worry about. So, that was a must-win for Seattle right there. And they really showed out. But, look, to me, again, when we play these caliber teams, it's the start. Our starts are too rough. Our first 5 possessions, we went 3 and out. Our first possession punt. Our second possession, we went on 3rd and 7. We had that false start. Okay, pushed us back. 3rd and 12, we threw a little screen dinker to Fitz, and that's something I wanted to comment on. I'm glad I brought that up when you were talking about Cliff and his play calling. And yes, I think he's a better NFL quarterback. However, I see remnants of his college play calling pop up. Like 3rd and 12, there's no reason to throw that little dinger screen right there. I think he does safety passes a lot. Mm-hmm. And I want him to be a little bit more aggressive in those type of situations. And I think it dwindles to Kyle as well. Just like on that first drive, the second play of the game, 2nd and 7, it was like 2 seconds into the play, and Kyle threw it away. Just threw it out of bounds. And I know it was covered, but let the play to develop a little bit, especially if you're already going to, you're going to throw the ball away. Give it a couple more seconds. See if somebody breaks out. So those type of things, I'd like to see a little bit more aggressive against these caliber of teams, playing it safe. We had 21 points. That's our low. That ties our season low. Yeah. And I think of those type of those situations. But like I said, our 3rd drive, we did get the touchdown finally. Our 4th drive again. This is when our penalties, like you said, we put our own foot in our mouths. It was the 3rd and 3. We had that false start on Justin Pugh. Christian Kirk picked up a first down, and then again. We had 2 drop passes, and Kyle Murray throws it away on 3rd down. So another punt. We get the great field position on our 5th possession, 3 and out. So, those first 5 drives, yeah, we did get a touchdown in there, but we had 2 full 3 and outs, and 1 drive that should have been way longer, but we blew it with the false starts.
And not to mention that your touchdown drive you're speaking of, you would have been 3 and out if it wasn't for that hit on defensive receiver because you're going to get fourth down, fourth and long. So that saved y'all to get a little bit of momentum right there. But one thing that's irritating me about y'all is y'all the best wide receiver in the game in DeAndre Hopkins. Why are y'all not getting him the ball? There was one-on-one coverage all night. They only had one single high safety over the top all night. You're telling me after you can't get him and you can tell the frustration level on DeAndre Hopkins' face. If he doesn't get involved, he does get sour grapes. I just don't understand why you don't get him involved, even like throw a little dink pass here and there just to get him involved early to have his mindset right. That's just mind-boggling to me why these teams don't get their star receivers. Great coaches get their stars the ball and make plays, and I think that's needs to be looked at going forward for sure.
Well, I will say one thing. I mean, it's a great problem to have. The one that we have, and that's what we have a lot of weapons. And you know, a well-oiled engine running well, it's a powerful thing. So I do see Kingsbury. I do see Kyle or Kyler, I should say, trying to get those other components going. Yeah, Brandon, good point. I mean, we got the Pats, the Rams, and those two next opponents are going to be some fights. Then, of course, we got the Giants, the Eagles, the Niners to end it out. And again, in that last showdown with the Rams, and again, that's, as I said, it was a must win for Seattle, but it's a big loss for us, man. Going into these next 2 weeks, this is our little gridiron.
Yeah, the good thing for y'all is New England's not New England of the past. Y'all can easily go. Y'all can win that game. The Rams, I'm telling you, you're marking the 49er game as a win. I'm not so sure about that. I'm really not, because it depends on where the 49ers are standing right now. If they get some players back and some players healthy, that's a dangerous football team. They can beat anybody. They can hang in. But they're just going to nail it in. But their head coach, Mike Shanahan's basically said they're not out of it yet. So I wouldn't count out the 49ers just yet as an easy win for any stretch of the imagination. But, I mean, y'all do have a favorable schedule besides the New England game, I do believe. I think all the other teams besides the Rams, are below 500. So, yeah, y'all have a good shot to climb up in the standings and even take the division still.
I agree with you, Brandon. I kind of figured that at the beginning of the year, split with the Rams, split with the Seahawks. But I'm going to tell you one thing, though, Trey. This year, if we want to be a playoff team and we want to put some fear in some people's heads when we show up for the game, we can't lose the Niners again.
No.
We can't lose the Niners this year. So that's a mark on the checklist. That's a must-have. That's a must-have game because they're injured, they're banged up. We cannot lose to them. Period.
Yeah, but just in the NFC West in the past, it doesn't matter what your records are. I mean, just pinpoint, Arizona was a horrible team 3-4 years ago. They beat Seattle, one of the top teams in this team. Each team plays each other tough in this division. You can throw records out the window. That it is a tough division, no matter what your record is. They go hard and they hate each other in this division, which I love.
I think you're referring to the last game that Josh Rosen played. It was like 44-7, and we beat Seattle.
Yeah.
And now look, Josh Rosen's eating popcorn on Sundays.
It's actually not a bad game. He's still getting paid doing that, so why not?
Hey, now can you pull up the schedule for Sunday?
Got it right here.
So what we got? What we looking at here?
Tennessee and Baltimore.
Oh, man.
That is playoff implications all over it. You have Tennessee inside the playoffs right now. Baltimore, Baylor hanging on. Baltimore struggling on the offensive side. They're not that dynamic offense that they were last year. I think teams have figured out how to contain, I guess you can say, a little bit of Lamar Jackson, but he's still a bad boy. He's still going to get his yards and everything. But
yeah.
They're,
Mark Ingram's not rumbling the same way he was last year.
He's been injured a little bit this year.
You've been banged up. I'm gonna say with the implications that we got going on, I'm gonna have to go Baltimore on this one. I think Tennessee they just lost one, didn't they?
They just
They're
lost to
coming
the
off a
Colts.
loss. Yeah, they're coming off a loss to the Colts. It's a big game, man.
They're both coming off losses. Baltimore just lost to Baltimore just lost to New England pretty handily. Tennessee lost to the Colts pretty handily. So you have two teams looking to.
But I think Baltimore lost 2 in a row. Didn't they just lose to Pittsburgh the week before?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Baltimore wins this game. They can't lose 3 in a row.
And it's in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's in Baltimore. I don't see them losing 3 in a row. I'm gonna put my money in Lamar's basket on this one.
You got Philly, Cleveland.
Philly, man. I don't know what's going on. They got so many issues.
It seems every year they have every issue after the Super Bowl.
You said every issue.
Well, they don't have a receiver. They finally get receivers. All the receivers are injured. You have Wentz, who could never stay healthy throughout the whole regular season. You don't your run game's in and out of the spots. You have Doug Peterson and their offensive coordinating. They can't. I don't know what's going on ever since. I guess because of Wright left the Colts. Nick Foles was not the saving grace. Wright, the offensive coordinator for that Super Bowl team, was the genius behind that the offensive play calling. And you're seeing that it's impacting them right now because there's no way that Philadelphia should have lost to the New York Giants. I'm sorry, Freddie. There's no way they should have lost to the New York Giants, especially without Saquon Barkley.
Hey, Carson Wentz better put it together because I'm telling you, he keep losing. He going to lose himself into the first pick in Philadelphia and lose his job because Trevor Lawrence available or somebody like that available.
Well, they might go Jalen Hurts. They did draft him the first
that's
time.
That's going to be an issue.
Jalen Hurts. I know fans in Philly are probably screaming to play Jalen Hurts right now, but I don't. Carson. That's why I wasn't a big fan of Carson Wentz getting signed right away to that big multi-million. He hasn't really shown, besides that one MVP year when he tore his ACL against the Rams. After that, he has not been the same guy. I'm sorry. He's wildly inaccurate. Yes, he throws a hard, mean spiral, and he can be accurate at times, and he brings you back into games and can win you games at the very end. But it's those in between, like when they're down 10 points in the fourth quarter, that seems when he shines the most. But it's those in between first and third to 3 quarters. I don't know what's wrong with them. But
they better hand the ball off to Miles Sanders and let him run. I'm telling you, that's their bright spot of their offense to me of their team to me right now. Get the ball to Miles Sanders, let them grind. But I got Cleveland on it.
If Cleveland can stop if Philadelphia, their bread and butter is their defense. They're the leading sack team in the league. If they can stop the run, that's what Cleveland does. They can run because Baker Mayfield cannot beat you, especially without Odell Beckham Jr. So if Philadelphia can stop the run, Cleveland's defense is mediocre at best. Philadelphia has a good chance to win this game, but I would not put – Cleveland is a good team this year. They actually have an identity. They actually are in games. They're not the same old Cleveland Browns. This team has a shot to make the playoffs, which I really think they might. Everything else falls out to play. But I would put Cleveland to win that game as well. And then moving on, do you really want to talk the New England-Houston game?
Houston shooting for I don't even, man. What would they do with the number 1 pick? Would they
trade it?
They're gonna have to
trade for a head coach. Pittsburgh, Jacksonville. Let's get to the key matchup game, man. We all know Green Bay, Indianapolis. That's gonna be a game. That Indianapolis defense is for real. They make you earn everything. They make you earn. As the Tennessee Titans, they contained Mark Henry. Yeah, Mark Henry had 111 yards rushing, but at the same time, they weren't. That's a bad game for Mark Henry, who can go off 222 yards at any given game. But they don't make mistakes. That Indianapolis defense does not make mistakes. They make you beat them, constantly driving the ball down the field. And I just want to see if Aaron Rodgers is patient enough to do that. I just think I think Green Bay wins this game, but I just think Indianapolis, they're playing in Indianapolis, so I know crowds are not involved or whatever, but traveling and then playing, there's just something magical playing at your own field. Indianapolis defense is for real. Phillip Rivers, I don't trust to save my life. I don't know how they're getting away with all this offense right now, even though he had a pretty good game last Thursday night. But I'll take Green Bay in that one. But Indianapolis and Green Bay, that's an intriguing matchup for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Phillip Rivers hater, so no, but you're right. Indianapolis has very good defense. They showed it against Tennessee, shutting down or containing. You don't shut down Derrick Henry, but containing Derrick Henry. But Green Bay's been rolling, man. Aaron Rodgers is a bad man, and I guess anytime he's on a field, it don't matter who's with him, he's gonna figure out a way to win. And Devontae's doing really good right now, and Green Bay's gonna take this one.
I got to talk about this Falcons-Saints game. Drew Brees is out. We all know who Jameis Winston is pre-Sean Payton. 30-30 guy, 30 touchdowns. That no doubt in my mind, that guy has talent. He's easily one of the talent. He can put it in there better than anyone in the league. But he also makes those stupid mental lapses as well. That's why I'm kind of intrigued, because I'm one of those people that's saying Drew Brees needs to hang it up. He's 41 years old. He got really nothing left to prove. He's basically just trying to, like a Peyton Manning, Denver Broncos kind of era. He's trying to win that second Super Bowl and go off on a high note. But I think this is a wake up call for Drew Brees. And I'm anxious to see how Jameis Winston and Sean Payton coexist, and how Sean Payton can make Jameis Winston even better than what he was in Tampa Bay, which I think he can do, especially with all those weapons. You have Michael Thomas, Kamara, those other stud wide receivers in the mix. I'm on that. I never liked Jameis Winston, maybe because he was in Tampa Bay against with that horrible offense. That was
a horrible offense. He had
Bruce Arians is not horrible. Well, before Bruce Arians got there, it was horrible.
I mean, he had Mike Evans. Jameis Winston, he's had a squad.
When I say terrible offense, I mean terrible play calling for Jameis Winston.
Okay, maybe that. But he's always had a squad. He's always had receivers to throw the ball to. He's always to me, I think, and I mean, the proof is in the pudding. He threw for like 500 a game, and like Jameis Winston moves the ball.
He does, but he also turns the ball over
a lot. And the problem with this game, it's his first game in New Orleans. It's gonna be on a Wuhan, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you need to get up in there. It's not gonna be a worked in type of situation. And it's against Atlanta. Atlanta knows him.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the game. This is not the one to start on. This is a bad start to come out on.
So you start Hill?
No. You have to start Winston. I'm saying, for Winston's point, he's not going up against a team that's unfamiliar with them. He's going up against a team that's been playing him for 2 times a year for the past few years and knows his tendencies, So, Atlanta, though, as much as I want to say Atlanta, much as I want to say Atlanta, that's my upset of the week. I'm going to go with Atlanta.
Atlanta could be up 40-0 going in the fourth quarter, and I still won't be confident that they'll pull that game out. Atlanta's going to Atlanta. Everyone thought it was Dan Quinn, but you fire Dan Quinn, they're still doing the same things. But New Orleans should win this game pretty handily, I would think.
Brandon with the comment, Winston could not see well. He did get that LASIK surgery, so maybe that reduces the amount of interceptions he's going to be throwing tonight or this weekend.
I hope you're right. I'm pulling for the guy. I have to see. I'm one of those guys. You have to prove me wrong. And what I saw at Tampa Bay is he was a good backup quarterback, a great backup quarterback, as you would say. I didn't think he was a starter, but he has a second chance right now to prove us all wrong.
He's in a backup situation.
He is, and now he has it's like a Ryan Tannehill kind of situation where Miami wasn't a great fit for Ryan Tannehill. And then he goes to Tennessee, who knows that perfect offense for him. Run the ball first, play action, give it to your big wide receivers and all that. So this is a great offense for Jameis Winston by every stretch of the matter, especially with an offensive play caller like Sean Payton. Quarterback whisperer, you would say. Sean Payton brought up Tony Romo. Say what you want to about Tony Romo, but that guy could throw the ball and he could win you some games. Remember what Drew Brees was before he got to Sean Payton? He was just like Jameis Winston was. He wasn't that great. He was a mediocre quarterback until he got to Sean Payton. So Sean Payton knows how to make a good quarterback, a great quarterback by every stretch.
Definitely. And I mean, like I said, Jameis Winston's he's not horrible.
No.
So he got the tools over there turning around. I mean, we may not even see him throw the ball that much. Alvin Kamara is very capable of running for 30 times. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to go off the limb here, and I'm going to pick Atlanta for my upset.
Good point, Brandon. Winston was 4-5 versus the Falcons with 25 touchdowns, 9 picks.
Still losing record.
Yeah, but that's not a bad stat. 25 TDs and 9 picks. I mean, that's
that ain't bad. No,
especially when you play him 2 times a year. So hey, moving on. I mean, I'm intrigued with this game. The Dallas Minnesota game.
The Dallas and what?
Minnesota. Minnesota is not out of the playoffs yet. Minnesota can not. They can't win their division. The Packers are way ahead of that. But saying that, if you get the Cardinals slipping a little bit, you get the Rams slipping a little bit, they're right there. Minnesota has one of the easiest schedules coming. They basically play under 500 teams the rest of the year besides in the division. So
I just don't Kirk Cousins.
But same thing with Jameis Winston. You don't have to throw the ball. You have Cook.
You have Dalvin Cook.
And then you also have Thielen, who can make you look good at every stretch. He made Kirk.
But you got to throw the ball to put it in Thielen's hands, man. And Kirk, man. Something about Kirk. I just feel like if he has the ball in his hands the last 2 minutes, you can lose it.
Yeah, but Kirk's good against the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. No, Kirk's going to win this game. He's going to win this game. No doubt. But can he make the playoffs? I don't know. He's going to need from here on out, he's going to have to really be.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's making the playoffs, but I'm just saying their schedule is.
They got on the way out?
They have Cowboys, win. Panthers, win, especially without Christian McCaffrey. Then you have Bridgewater out. That's a win. You have Jacksonville. And then they go to Tampa Bay. That's a loss. Then you got the Bears, win. Then you got Saints, who might not even be playing for anything, the second to last game. Then you got Detroit Lions.
I don't know about the Chicago. Yeah, I don't know about you marking that one.
They don't have a quarterback. Have you seen the Bears' offense?
Hey, man, their defense is good.
They were good Monday night, and look what happened, man. I'm sorry. You have to score points in this league. This is not the 1985. You can't hold a team down anymore. Like, it's a pass-happy league. Referees are going to throw the flag. This is a scoring league now, no matter how good your defense is. And Minnesota, yeah, their defense was great. Even Chicago got a special teams touchdown from Patterson. You got a defensive turnover in the red zone. They still couldn't put it in. Nick Foles I love the man, but he's not the guy. I don't know why you switched from Trubisky, because he was 2-0. Yeah, say what you want to, but at least he gave you another option besides throwing. Nick Foles cannot run to save his life. For Trubisky, he can actually run and make some things happen when the play breaks down. If Nick Foles' play breaks down, you're throwing away and losing downs. So
they're flip-flopping too much back and forth.
Nagy's thinking way too much. He gave up the offensive play calling this week, which I thought the offense was actually looking pretty good until about midway through the second quarter. Minnesota caught on to it. But, man, just going back to the Dallas has got to be so upset right now. I'm going to say this, and I'm probably going to rattle a lot of cages. If they would have signed Jason Garrett to a one-year deal, you're telling me he wouldn't win the division with this team?
With what team?
The Dallas Cowboys team right now is
the Scraps?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think so?
No. Jason Garrett was beyond his. He should have been gone out of there a few years ago.
Say what you want to about him, but we never gave up. The defense was never this bad under Jason Garrett.
But I mean, you guys have lost players. I mean, it's a new system. You guys lost players. Dak's gone. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can plug holes in. I'm not gonna 1 year into no Jason Garrett say we should still have Jason Garrett. I don't know.
Well, I was never a big fan of Mike McCarthy. that Super Bowl to me was tainted for him. That was all Mike Holmgren's players. That had nothing to do with it. It's just like the Barry Switzer coming from Jimmy Johnson. That was not his play. He won the Super Bowl, yes, but that was basically all Aaron Rodgers.
Can we bring that stat back up? Yes. Kirk Cousins versus the Cowboys was 2-6, 14 touchdowns, 5 picks, 267 yards per game. Yeah, that was your Jason Gary Cowboys.
Whatever. Wait, was that Kirk? I didn't.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins was 2-6 versus the Cowboys.
Correct.
I always thought Kirk Cousins.
You guys are up on him. Yeah.
I always well, it just seems like a lot more because Kirk Cousins always beat us whenever we needed a win for some reason.
Well, Minnesota's definitely going to take this game.
Yes. Well, yeah. Well, I thought the same thing against Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago, and Dallas should have won that game. But Dallas doesn't have a quarterback. Andy Dalton. I don't understand whether or not starting Uncle Rico. Uncle Rico did not Uncle Rico. What was it? Gilbert. Gilbert played an excellent game against Pittsburgh. He was not shy of the moment. Uncle Rico just needs to sit down. He was god awful. And then Andy Dalton, who is supposed to be one of the best veteran backup quarterbacks to ever face it, couldn't even read a zero blitz, can't even read blitz packages, can't read nothing, and he got himself killed. So
hey, I'm happy to see it.
But I want to get to this Sunday night game, man. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be Kansas City and Las Vegas. Las Vegas beat Kansas City in Kansas City last time. And then Las Vegas thought that they won the Super Bowl. They were all jumping and hollering, act like they won. And Kansas City took offense to that. I'm looking for Kansas City to come in, knock them in the teeth. Yeah, I'm not expecting to be close. I bet it's going to be like 45-15. It's not going to be that close.
Upset alert.
Again, you have Las Vegas beating the Chiefs.
I got Las Vegas beating the Chiefs. I got Las Vegas beating the Chiefs. They're going to sweep them this year. And the fashion they did it last time is the reason why I think they didn't do it. Gruden, that's why there was the Super Bowl. Gruden he was game planning from this back in June. Like Gruden was looking for this win against Kansas City for a minute. So that's why they felt like it was a Super Bowl. And I just think Gruden's a good game planner. And when it's a team like this, it's a divisional game. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, you got Patrick Mahomes. You got the big names there. And that's when Gruden really likes to show out. I guarantee if the Raiders score 45 points, they win the game.
If the Raiders score 30 points, they win that game.
Yeah, if the Raiders score 30-plus points, 40 points, they definitely win the game. But I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say the Raiders are going to go ahead. We're going to sweep them. They're going to sweep them this year. Josh Jacobs looks really good, man. He's really coming into his own. Say what you want about Carr, but he's holding his own still. He is a game manager, but is that him or is that Gruden, man? Is that Gruden not wanting to unleash it and knock that down the field? You know, he's more of a smash mouth, old school, type of coach, play caller. Anyways, that's why he went out and got Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, but I don't think Gruden's ever liked Carr. To be honest with you, I think he always wanted another quarterback. He just hasn't got that guy.
Gruden was talking about Carr when he was still analyzing, like before he even got the opportunity to get,
Well, yeah, I understand that, but after the season's played out, I've read articles where I think I've read that he just doesn't like. Doesn't like to. He's just not his quarterback. I think he wanted another quarterback to his quarterback, not the previous coach. He wanted his quarterback.
Yeah,
but. Man, if you're going to Vegas this week, don't go betting. I'm telling you, man, that this game's going to be a Kansas City blowout. I'm telling you. Listen to Travis Kelce this week. Listen to Patrick Mahomes. I'm telling you, these boys are ready to play. They're going to revenge their only loss of the season. I guarantee you. It's going to be okay. I'm marking this down.
Hey, mark it down. You heard it here. the Kansas City Chiefs are going to finish 14-2.
I'm marking. Saving this tape. Mahomes 4-1 versus the Raiders, 13 TDs, 2 picks, 300. Yeah, but you can throw that Mahomes stat with against any team. Mahomes doesn't lose. Mahomes is a stud.
Yeah.
Mahomes is a victim. He should honestly be on top of the MVP race this year. If you look at his stats, he's only thrown like 2 interceptions this year.
We didn't even talk about him in the MVP vote the other day. Is because he's a shoo-in. He's there, man. Like
but he is. But he set the bar so high for himself that we want him to clear more and more every year.
You're right. It's almost like he's chasing himself.
Yep.
He's chasing himself, bro. And he's really every year. It seems like okay, this quarterback made a stride. Maybe every year Patrick goes a little bit further than the rest, and it's ridiculous the way he's doing it with such ease.
It just amazes me. I'm just in awe because I watched a lot of Big 12 football games, and I seen Patrick Mahomes play. I didn't see this. I give it up to Andy Reid and that offensive coaching staff and the organization for seeing something that I didn't see. Yeah, he had a great arm, yes, but he was not that great. He was great, but he wasn't like – I didn't see this kind of greatness, like all-time.
The intangibles, man. It's the intangibles.
I guess if you get the right coach, the right play calling, then everything just starts – remember, he didn't start reading defenses until middle of last year.
That part is what's dangerous about this guy. This was raw talent. This was raw talent we've been watching. And now we're about to see him more of a professional player, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Like him being able to go out in the field and say, oh, no, look, this guy here is going to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and audible this. Have you know what I mean? So do we have a JJ? Hey.
My betting days are over, man.
Who's your team again? You said the Cowboys. Yeah.
Hey, man. I'm still. My wife asks me every year, why you keep rooting for this team? Because whenever they win the Super Bowl, whenever that's going to be 30 years from now, when I'm in my old diapers or whatever it is, I was a fan through it all. But the Dallas Cowboys are never going to win the Super Bowl again with Jerry Jones as their owner or Stephen Jones as their owner. They're too hard-headed, and that you cannot be a GM and an owner. An owner owns a team, a GM runs the team. GM sees stuff more than what the owner sees, and it's the only thing killing the Dallas Cowboys right now because they have all the talent in the world. You have players who want to come play with you, and so you saw with Jason Garrett, you saw it. And now you have Mike McCarthy. Even before Dak's injury, this team is not performing well at all under a Super Bowl winning coach. It's all about the mentality, the relaxation, the player's owner. He wants the big names. For God's sake, he wanted Johnny Manziel before Stephen Jones pulled that card out of his hands. Johnny Manziel. And then he goes off and he signs the not two worst players, but he signs the 2 worst contracts in the league. He signed Jalen Smith after one good year, breakout year, his rookie year. Signs him to a multi-year deal, and now you see how awful he is. He's in every bad situation play there. Every big play that Dallas Cowboys has because Jalen Smith cannot read it. And then you go off and you sign Cooper, which I think he's a great wide receiver by every stretch. But you need to go. You already had a great – if you're going to draft CeeDee Lamb, why did you pay Cooper? Because you have Gallup, who can easily be a number 1 receiver. That boy has good hands, speed. He can change a game with one catch of the ball. Then you go off and get CeeDee Lamb. He's a playmaker. You could use that money for any other – for your defense because your secondary right now is abysmal. I don't understand Earl Thomas. You should have went out and got Earl Thomas before the Baltimore Ravens did. I mean, Earl Thomas is – what I like about Earl Thomas is he's a great leader in the backfield. You saw it with the Seattle Seahawks. He holds people accountable. He doesn't like to lose. That's what I like that kind of – he's a great run stopper, tackler. Maybe. But, yeah, I'm getting off my soul. We're not even talking about Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry.
I feel your pain, man. I see it on the field every week. I understand. It probably hurts, but I love it. I love watching it.
I bet you really loved that Monday night game a couple weeks ago.
Oh, who else we got? What else? Run through them real quick with us.
You want to go Monday night game?
Yeah, is that the rest of the Sunday games?
All the good ones. I mean, you got Jets, Chargers,
I'm gonna go. Okay, we got Chargers on there.
Miami, Denver. Let's talk that one for Nate. For Nate.
Miami is about to.
Dude, I called
Man.
it. I called it on my radio station. I called him. I was like, Miami is going to get the 7th seed at least in the AFC this year. Tua Tagovailoa. He might not throw over 300, 400 yards. That guy knows how to play the position of quarterback. He's a leader. He's a winner. He knows how to read defenses already. That guy. And then their defense is amazing.
That's what's good.
That defense is Flores has overachieved his first 2 years. The first 2 years of it being a head coach, especially isn't he a Bill Belichick disciple?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So I think he's the only Bill Belichick disciple that actually do good outside of New England.
I mean, it was only a matter of time. I mean, what was it, 2 years, 3 years ago, they started shipping out players, getting in draft picks. It was only a matter of time for that team got the right personnel together. And they look really good. I'm happy that the Ryan Tannehill thing worked out for both Ryan Tannehill and for Miami in the long run. They're now with Tua. Ryan's over there in Tennessee because I kind of liked Ryan. I always thought he was a good quarterback. It just wasn't right for him over there. But I'm telling you, these Miami Dolphins look real. Kansas City better keep an eye out because the playoffs, I would want to play the Dolphins.
No, heck no.
I would not. I don't care what team you are.
I'm telling you, they could win the AFC East. They could easily win. They are tied in the loss column right now with the Buffalo Bills.
We got somebody picking Denver, huh? Over Miami, huh? I don't know, man.
It's all Drew Lock. I think he's the future for the Denver Broncos.
Really?
As of right now, yes. When I say future, I mean 2 years. You got to give these guys 2 years.
Okay.
But you see it against the Chargers. You saw he can win games for you. He has a great arm talent. Now you have Jerry Jeudy. Lindsey has been injured, I think, a lot this year. Gordon's not playing much. They just got to build around Locke, the personnel for Locke. And I think they started with Jerry Jeudy. I think Locke has the talent in the world to make it happen. You see it a lot in the games, but then you go ahead and make bonehead decisions, I guess, because he's a young quarterback as well. But from whatever they had in the past, yeah. I say stick with Drew Lock for a little bit, at least for another year.
Unless they get a chance at one of those Jalen Hurts or Lawrence type players, I'm going.
Dude.
I don't like Locke. I don't think he got it.
Yeah, but they're not going to get one of the first 3 picks. So there goes Justin Fields. There goes Trevor Lawrence. Who else are you going to get?
I mean, honestly, I just don't like Drew. I really just don't like Drew.
You don't like the name Drew, or
no? I don't think he's their guy.
But who is their guy? Because they brought in every quarterback in the world.
They have. That's the problem. Chicago, Denver, like those teams, like they just recycle quarterbacks. You know, Cleveland was one of those teams too.
You just got to get the right head coach with the right mentality. And I think they have the good head coach right now in Denver. I really do. I just say just give it a little shot. Just give it a little chance. Instead of being this knee-jerk reaction of not all teams can win right now. You have
Zach Wilson.
You have to build. You have to build your team like the Miami Dolphins are doing. They tanked for a couple. Now, look, they're on the verge of being a great team. You just got to – I don't know. I say one more year for Drew Lock. You just can't just keep going in and out with these quarterbacks. I can't even name you the last 3 quarterbacks for the Denver Broncos.
Lynch, Lock,
Paxton. And who was that Houston quarterback?
Huh?
He had one good year, or like half a year, signed him like $60 million.
Osweiler?
Yes, signed him. He's not in the league anymore. I'm just saying, you just got to stick with one, just build confidence. At least start with that.
Yeah, we can build confidence in the fan base at this point.
Well, there's no fans in the stadiums anyway, so who cares?
Who else we got on Sunday?
I'm not talking Jets, Chargers. I'm not.
Who's San Fran play?
San Fran's off.
Okay.
That's pretty much it, man.
Who's the Rams play?
That's what I was going to get to. You want to go to Monday night game?
Yeah.
Rams, Bucks in Tampa Bay.
You know what I hope? I hope Aaron Donald gets 3 sacks.
Dude, I'm picking the Rams to win that game.
I can't. I'm picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win the game.
Did you see what the New Orleans Saints did against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Huh?
You see what the Saints did against the Buccaneers, right?
Yeah, no. Coming down to it, I'm going into the game. I mean, all bias apart, the Rams are probably going to take this game. Jalen's, I don't know, man. He's loving LA, isn't he?
Loves that way.
Oh man, he's really doing it this year. Aaron is Aaron. That team is rolling. I'm hoping because the Bucks have gained some momentum as well. They're really rolling as of late. Their gears are really moving. So I'm hoping that momentum that they've had over the last couple of weeks brings it into in here. Are they playing at home?
It's in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say Tampa, man. Tampa takes this one.
You're hoping Tampa, so it'll help your Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, that and hey, they got that momentum.
I will say this:
Brady.
if the Rams get to Tom Brady early in the first quarter, if they hit him hard in the first quarter, then the Rams have this game. Because the Rams or the Buccaneers defense is either they're good or they're awful.
But that's how I feel about Goff.
Goff.
That's how I feel about him. He's either good or he's awful.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Goff. I've said this in my podcast. I said this on other shows. Goff, if everything's going right early, that boy's amazing. That guy is off the chain. He can be the best. But if one bad thing goes wrong in that first series, it's over for him. Some minutes it's over. And even Sean McVay, the great Sean McVay, cannot save his butt. But man, when they're doing that naked bootlegs, and that seems when he's more comfortable. So you get him outside the pocket rolling, and then you get all those stud wide receivers. Man, he can. But then he also has those mental stupid laps as well. But I'm telling you, if the Rams get to Tom Brady early, it's going to be a long night for Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't want to get hit. He's never wanted to get hit ever since he came in the league at 23. But now being 42, 43 years old, he doesn't want to. It's all in New Orleans. Once you hit him once or twice, he's wildly inaccurate. But when he's accurate, he's the best quarterback in the game. But yeah, Tampa Bay has a lot of weapons. Evans. Hope they get Brown going a little bit. Then you have the running back. So
yeah, this is the big game in the NFC.
Tampa Bay! It's a must-win for Tampa Bay. They want to win that division.
Yeah, no, this is the big game for the NFC.
But,
I mean, St. Louis can kind of. I mean, St. Louis, Los Angeles can kind of separate themselves from us a little bit and kind of hang right there with Seattle.
Yeah, they'll still got 2 times though.
Huh?
Y'all still got them 2 times though.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. They can kind of get that little bit of edge.
Yeah.
But Tampa really needs to win this game for their sake, to win the division, like you said, to stay in that race. So, and Brady usually comes through in these type of situations. So now that he's away from Belichick, let's see what he does. This is one of his first kind of big game test to me.
I thought the big game test was against New Orleans.
But they still got a second one, don't they?
Nope, that was it. They beat him twice. It was the opening game.
That was the last one. Yep, you're right. That was big. And he did his thing there. But I don't know, man.
To beat Tampa Bay, you just have to have what the Saints did. You have to have 4 rushers who can get to the quarterback at any. You then don't have to blitz, and you can play coverage basically all night. If you've got 4 guys who can get to Tom Brady and pressure him all night, then you don't have those one-on-one matchups. You don't have it's tough. It really Tom Brady can't scramble. This is a scrambling kind of quarterback age now. You're seeing that with Russell Wilson, Kyle Murray, heck, even Jameis Winston can move around in the pocket a little bit. He's not all fast, but at least he can scramble a little bit. And then Aaron Rodgers, he's always been he's a mobile quarterback league. And you're seeing that with Drew Brees and Tom Brady. Yes, I know they're over 40 years old, but they've never been outside the pocket, and you're just seeing it right now that it's collapsing. And I think this is going to be the last you see of the straight back up, step back throwing quarterback in the pocket. It is.
Yeah, it's getting that way. It's really is. I mean, the speed of the defenses, they're just, it's ridiculous, man. But yeah, good show, good game today. I really was hoping the Arizona pulled it out, but Mr. Russell Wilson held it together, you know. But like I said, we're looking forward to that Monday night game of tomorrow. They're doing the NBA show. Free agency starts. Big moves already.
I know my phone died the first day of the trade deadline on Monday. My phone kept going off with Twitter, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, man. And even today we had some crazy trades. So tune in tomorrow. I think it's 7 p.m. Central right here. Let's talk some basketball as the free agency starts. But until next time, you guys.
Peace.